Hey guys, welcome to the Cancellable Podcast. I'm here with Korosh, and we've got two other people who've just come back.
Hey everyone.
Hey.
You didn't give me a chance to say hi, you dickhead.
Okay, and
My name tag is gonna be on their
Awesome.
faces.
Bad
Okay,
start.
we're here with Korosh.
Hey everyone.
This is so bad.
Okay, one second. And we're here with Natalie and Berdia.
Oh,
You're supposed to speak. You're supposed to fucking speak.
your wife should friends on you.
sorry. Yeah. Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, we're back.
Why do you sound like you're both on a phone call with each other? Hello?
With this.
Yeah, should we restart it? I don't know.
No, keep
No.
talking about it. Let's not do that ever again.
Yeah, let's not fucking do it again. Sebastian's gone now, but how have you guys been?
Good. We've been good. I was gone for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. What was the last episode? All of you were in it, or
No, last episode was
No,
done
we
too.
recorded when
Oh,
he wasn't
wow.
here. Yeah, because we're
And
devoted
then,
to this.
yeah?
Gotcha, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't in the country for a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
But now you're back and you've brought the missus.
Yes.
And
Straight from Iran, actually.
we don't talk about that country.
Hey.
You guys are the ones who always say it.
No,
The
no,
fucking...
no. Hey, all right.
We're not allowed to talk about it.
No, but
Well,
I'm
you're
British.
a citizen. You can talk about. Nah, not anymore.
There's like a drone from the UK going, keep talking.
We got you.
No, but...
How was it? What did you guys do?
well, mainly when I go to Iran, it's work all the time. But she
Yeah.
was there for a week.
But Natalie, how did you find Iran?
I like it. I always like it. when
Was
I
that our
go.
first time?
It wasn't my first
No,
time.
but I mean,
yeah.
isn't as someone
I like it. Like it reminds me a lot of Jordan. Like the vibes, the streets, the people, the just like everything. It's just like it's just good vibes. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, but you can be honest, because
Buddy,
I
what are you showing?
you have like a gun on the table.
I-
Under the table, there's a fucking drone right there.
No, because I think a lot of people just see the negative TV. And
They
see all
do,
this kind of
yeah.
stuff,
And
you know?
every time, like some people have told me, like, "Oh, I'm scared to go to Iran." I'm like, "Why?" Like, it's actually the best vibes there. Like the people there are so positive, and they're always like.
That is true, by the way.
You know what
For
she
all
sounds
this
like?
Sounds like I'm being like.
She sounds like, what was her name? Jihadi Jenna or something. Remember that British girl that Taliban recruited?
Oh my god! Don't say that.
I don't know why people give ISIS such a bad rap.
It's
not
great,
the
guys.
vibes.
We got education.
No, the way she said it's fucking
No,
the
but the
vibes.
vibes of like
They give
people always
tampons for
being-
free.
Bro,
It's great.
I remember when we used to go when I used to go there when I was a kid, and we used to get to the airport to come back to Dubai.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it would always be so much traffic in Tehran.
Oh,
Or even going to the
Yeah,
airport.
always.
And then we'd find out that because someone was having a wedding, people just got out of the car and started dancing on the road.
Isn't that awesome? Like I love
How the
that.
fuck is that awesome? Like, I'm
Nobody
trying
else
to
to
get
catch
on a
a
flight.
flight.
You know, and as a kid, I hated Iran.
No,
As a
well,
kid,
we also
I
I think we have a
I love
tradition
it.
that you follow the bride and groom in the car with your cars. So there's like 40 cars following
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, they're
Like
all
we're going to
walking
war.
and you have a headache. You're like,
That's
dude.
That's exactly like Jordan. That's why I love it. Like
Yeah, but it's not good if you're on the way to the airport and you hit one of those.
Yeah, we were late for our flight, and I remember that like the guy who was in the car with us just got out of the car. He's like, "Please, just decide. We need to go." And the guy's like, "It's like I'm gonna miss my flight. I have heart surgery." Like, he died. You know? But
We that.
but that's the thing. I mean, you know, put aside the politics and stuff. Iran is the people are always cheerful, very friendly.
Yeah.
There's so many YouTube channels, and these they call them dark tourists. These people that go to countries that are not recommended.
yeah,
You know, so
like North Korea and stuff.
North Korea, Afghanistan.
Whoa.
Some people even go to Iran, even though Iran's not considered that.
It's
but they're like,
not.
it's not it's tourist friendly. Like I remember.
No, but that's the thing. Like,
That's
if you
not
have like
true.
certain
It is, by the
passports,
way.
that's what their embassy tells them. Like, if you go on the British Embassy website, they're like, "Do not travel
Yeah.
to Iran." Like, they give you like a full warning.
the,
So, like,
the UK even said don't travel to the UAE for a time.
really?
Yep.
Well, they should do that during COVID times. All the fuckers were here, man.
No, that's something else. But only later on did it develop that the UK was mentioning not there was terror. There was a terror threat and shit. It was crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
War. That's
So,
crazy.
yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun. Related to that story, we went to Turkey. Did we tell you guys the story about Turkey?
He told us
I
some
did it on the
stuff.
podcast.
About the airport thing?
I think I did say it on the podcast about that.
I remember the skiing stories. I don't remember the airport one.
I didn't know there were two terminals at Istanbul. I
Really?
called
No,
the
no, no.
driver.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how.
How much fuck up stories do you
No,
have
no,
about the
no, it's
airport?
not- it's just like a
Wait,
really
hold on.
funny
I have
story.
3 other ones that I
Jesus
had
Christ,
in
man.
Iran.
You should take a boat everywhere.
Wow.
I was about to say, give me 5,000, I'll get you close enough to Iran. Now swim.
No, but we
Come
were.
push.
Look, imagine Faisal, thanks a lot, dude. I'm stopping here. You got 15 minutes of swimming.
You see
You
that?
just see Faisal sitting on the edge of the boat creating waves so you can
Keep swimming. No, but I mean, listen, you can, like, I remember before they were like,
just imagine like those wave pools in Australia, but it's you going up
Yeah.
and down. It's not the piston.
no, but I mean, listen, there's been so many times where there's people that swam trying to escape Iran. I think, did you ever hear
Really?
that story?
Dude,
There was a guy-
Escape Iran?
My
Why?
dad's friend.
Whoa,
dude-
she's been turned.
No, I mean, what's
Escape
it's not.
Iran? Why? It's the best
not-
place in the world.
It's not that difficult to get out of Iran.
No,
No,
it is
no, at
if
a
they
time
don't want
it
to
was-
let you out.
What?
If they don't want to let you out, then it's difficult.
Oh.
Well, one of my dad's friends, when the revolution happened, he wanted to get away. He wanted to leave. He dressed up as a sheep.
What?
Fuck.
He's standing on his 2 hands. I am sheep.
Dude, his dad paid like a sheep herder or whatever you call it, farmer, and he crossed the border in the north, dressed up as a sheep.
No.
Wait, are you telling me he did it all
my
fours
God.
the whole time?
Yep. Well,
this
not the
guy has
whole
to
way,
make a
but just like
fucking-
near the border section.
Yo, hold
This
up.
guy has to write a fucking book
Wait, not.
on my
No, the guy
fours.
is really boring.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Nothing. He just wanted to get away. It was about to be war.
What, Iraq war?
Yeah,
Or
he might have been
Yeah,
recruited.
it was
He
around
might have
that
been
time.
recruited, yeah.
He wanted to get the fuck out.
Can you imagine? He's there. I'm pretty smart. I'm the only guy who thought about this. He bumps him. Sorry, dude. Sorry.
all the sheep
Man,
Someone comes with a gun. They all start sprinting. What the fuck? I've heard of that.
A wolf comes close and gets shot in the head. They're all carrying like a gun.
Can you imagine someone was like, I think I'll act like the shepherd. Some guy's like, no, dude, be the sheep. Be the sheep. Trust me.
dude, there were stories of people who tried to create their own like submarine style during the Iraq war to get out.
Wow.
They just fucking drowned, like all of them.
Are you telling me if I went to the beach, the coastline, and I went scuba diving? 1, 2, 3.
No, they-
So many Titan. What is it?
Oh, yeah.
That ship that went to the Titanic?
Dude, they found one of them like 200 meters offshore, just sunk to the bottom of it, but the bottom wasn't that deep.
That's
like,
so sad.
You could have swam up. But he's like, fuck it.
Bro, there was
Hold the straw.
there was one in Egypt. Did you guys hear about that?
What?
There was a submarine, like this tourist submarine that sunk, and there's a video of it sinking, right?
Like
And
from the inside or outside?
no, they're like it's submerging,
Yeah.
bro, literally, the depth of where they were was like double this ceiling to the floor,
Okay.
so it's not that deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the video, they're standing on top, and they're like, "It's sinking!" Yeah, and apparently 6 people died.
But they
What?
didn't know how to swim.
But it took so.
They have black people in Egypt.
No, but I'm saying to you is that like you're there. No, you're like there, and they're like, how? How do people
How
die?
does that even happen?
It's Egypt.
What does that mean?
We don't have a lifeguard. We don't have lifeguard. We don't have life jacket.
I mean,
No, but I mean, if
You
you
pay
don't know-
extra, we give you jacket.
you don't know how to
He
swim.
wears like
like-
a normal jacket. This is not a life jacket. It's jacket.
Dude, there was a guy in Iran in my street. He drowned. In my like
What?
in
Was
the
there a puddle?
there was a construction hole. Like they were driving like piles down to like extend the sewage or something, and then it rained the day after or a couple of days later. The whole thing filled up with water, and the guy thought he's just stepping into like a puddle of water after rain. He just went deep, like, and he
Whoa.
couldn't
That's
swim.
terrifying. That's fucking terrifying.
Well, for
I
him,
almost
yeah.
got caught one of those actually when I was a kid in Iran. Like it was snowing, and Iran, you don't have school buses. You have like school drivers. By the way, when I say driver, it's not like a fancy ass car. It's like
Oh, it's shitty. It's
like
So it's just not a
Carpool.
bus. It's a normal car.
It's like
Yeah,
carpooling.
imagine
yeah,
like
normal car.
what
but it's
Toyota Camry is here, but the version of that in Iran.
like, yeah, like it's like
Okay,
a
yeah,
dude
so
with a
instead-
car.
it's like
so
So
carpooling.
you
Yeah,
yeah, it's
carpooling.
carpooling. Yeah, the school doesn't have a
Yeah,
bus. It has
yeah.
multiple cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has multiple drivers that do like the rounds of like specific areas, and like I think it was like 8. Our driver, his car broke down, so he called up his friend. He asked him to pick us up and to drop us. By the way, his friend was also a driver. It wasn't just like this random. Hey,
No, but
uncle.
it happened.
Dude, I'm plastered. Just think of these kids. Let's go.
But it happened like sometimes random guys would pick you up because it was a friend of a driver and the driver was sick or some shit, and no one had a fucking
He
clue.
just
who
went
they-
along with it.
Yeah,
And
we're
we're all healthy.
like
and
four
not
fucking-
molested,
Dude,
like-
the drivers were the sketchiest fucking drivers I ever sat with. Like, there was one crazy guy that would pick. He was like a substitute driver. I don't know what you call it.
yeah,
substitute driver.
sounds.
He would play a game with us. He would like assign points to different objects in the road, and then he would try hit them. So it was like, oh, that car's side mirror, 1,000 points. Bang, I got it. I'm like, no one's playing with you, dude. He's just like,
He's on crack or something.
You see Kodo shit like,
no, we were
Kodo's
actually
just like it. Like it.
dude, we were like 4 guys, all of us like 12. Like, we don't give a shit. Like, once he hit someone's elbow, he was like, that's the maximum points. I'm like, no, if you kill them, that's the maximum fucking points. But fair
Like,
enough.
okay, done.
Bro, they really need to like.
Dude, he would go up. Like, there was one road near my house. Imagine it's like 600 meters, 700 meters, something around that range. One-way road, and it's downhill. He went uphill the other way, opposite direction. And when the other cars would come, he would beep and horn at them like they
Like,
are
it's
in the
their
wrong.
problem.
Yeah. And we all said, by the way, no one has seatbelts. Just to clarify, it was just we're going with them. It was fun. It's really fun.
You were not cool if you wore seatbelts, especially if you were
No,
sitting
you
in
couldn't
front.
because for
Did
us,
you see how cool Jacob was? He crashed through the windshield. But
First of all,
Yeah.
most of the seatbelts didn't fucking work, and then
also there's like 5 people in the car. There's 3 seatbelts. So.
Yeah,
so
so-
3 people guaranteed to survive. Sorry, dudes.
Sounds so.
one man goes, everyone fucking
Yeah,
follows.
exactly.
That's it.
No, but that's
Yeah,
How
but,
fuck
but
did we-
the substitute driver, like, he was like, oh shit, I have to go pick up the kids I'm assigned to. So he was like, you 3 close to this area, right? We were like, yeah, like, I'm down that street, blah, blah. He's like, okay,
Walk.
walk.
Yeah. No.
And it was snowing, bro, and like heavy.
With
I
that-
was lost, by the way, because I was trying to avoid those potholes. So
Yeah.
I didn't go down that steep area. So like I had to go around. And I was like,
You got
okay,
lost.
I don't know where I'm fucking going. So like I just
like
fucking,
like a pedophile. Oh, hey there, buddy.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
was
lost.
wearing a red beanie, and you know that like it was a cartoon character, Kola Kemezi.
Yeah.
Someone called me, is like, oh, Kola Kemezi, how you doing? I was like, do
My
you know where this street is? Like I full on with it.
Why don't you get in my car? I'll help you.
How did you get back home?
I asked that guy who called me out. I was like, "Do you know where the street is?" He was like, "Yeah, that way." And I
Good
found
thing
my
he
way.
didn't say like I'll show you.
I mean,
But that's what I just said. I'm like, why don't you get in the car?
Yeah.
Why don't you?
there wasn't. I feel like there wasn't as much pedophile stories. I didn't hear anyone.
I
fucking
didn't hear
children.
anything.
No, but you were 12 years old. You wouldn't be like, what did they?
I was
No,
like-
but even later on, no one told
I
us.
was
Like,
fucking 8.
I mean, like again, it's like so many people say this. Oh yeah, when I was young, I was never
think-
like we never had those things.
I think
no,
the
you just weren't
punishment.
aware.
I think the
Or we were
punishment
too
is.
ugly.
Well,
Kids,
that too.
they were
That's
worried at all.
typical. It's like no one wants me. dude.
No, but also I think the level of punishment
Oh,
is
give me
different.
candy.
The level of punishment is different than like US.
What do you mean?
Like when beheading is an option, like
Oh.
stoning to death is an option, it's very different than you go to prison for 12
And by the
years.
way, if someone's a pedophile, it's not like the police is gonna catch them and arrest them. Before the police catches them, anyone in that neighborhood finds out that person's neighbor like a pedophile, they're gonna pay that guy a visit.
Yeah.
And before the police get to him. So
They're pedos of the pedos.
we, you know when they say I'm the bully of the
Yeah,
bullies,
yeah,
I'm the
exactly.
pedo of the pedos. Like,
There was actually a really fucked up story. I don't know. Ibrahim mentioned it in his in one of his podcasts. I saw the video. It was really fucked up. It was a Syrian refugee in Turkey. Had you guys heard about this one?
No.
So a Syrian guy was married to a woman. They divorced. She wanted to leave him, and they had a child that was like 2 years old. And this is gonna get really sad, but it just like reminds me of this kind of case that they did. And there was a video that actually came out. It's on Reddit. I don't recommend you watch it. Where one of the family members would film the 2-year-old with her father, and the father would punch the child in the face and beat the child and throw him around in the video. And they would say like, "Your mother's not coming. She has to come back to me, or I'll keep beating the child."
Whoa.
They only found this out later on, and they had found her unconscious in the house.
Oh my
She
god.
was beaten to a pulp.
the
And
kid or the wife?
no, the kid.
Okay.
Yeah, the kid. And the husband was taken to jail. And 2 days later, the girl died. She was like 2 years old only. So the prisoners found out, and they killed him. Yeah, like
Whoa.
yeah.
Nice.
That's justice. You know what I mean? Like it was really fucked
But
up.
certain crimes, I don't understand why there's not like a death punishment for them. They
But
say
maybe
it's
because
inhumane,
too
but
good. Maybe it's just too easy.
no. But then you're paying like
Yeah.
taxpayer money to feed them every day for like 50 years.
Yeah, but like okay, the reasoning behind
Torture 'em.
No, but the reasoning behind it is like, you see, this is where it comes down to the point of, what if you were framed, right? Because there's so many cases
Shit
where people are
happen,
framed
For
right?
pedophilia?
Pedophilia. It could be rape. There's so many allegations of rape. that
No,
come
I don't
out
think
of-
for rape you should. But pedophilia,
no, but you can be falsely accused.
it happens, man.
But that's the thing. So I believe that if someone is like unhinged in that way that they go for children and stuff, what's the best thing to do to them? To put them in a prison where there are a lot of criminals who draw a line between children and draw a line
Yeah.
between women and draw a line between those
Yeah.
people then have the fun of
No, but they
dealing with
put
that
them in
guy.
a separate section.
Not really.
Protect them.
Majority of like developed countries, they put them in a separate section because they die on the first night they're there.
I mean,
Yeah,
they
and-
get to them. They're like they okay. Not all cases. Otherwise, all pedophiles would be dead, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So I believe that I always used to say that if someone does something that hard, they should be dead. Like, but then death. It depends. Yeah. People talk about torture.
Yeah.
That is something that's good, but then it ends too quickly. And also,
Well, it depends on the torture.
but also you think of it like this: when you push someone to the brink, like removing his fingers and doing that kind of stuff, their brain sort of works in a way that makes them numb at a certain point. So then you just don't like they're too far gone.
Yeah, then let them heal and then do it again next year.
Yeah, I mean, again, you also have to remember about the guard. The guard himself gets psychological issues because maybe he doesn't like doing it. You know what I mean? Or maybe
Oh,
it makes
sure.
him into a fucking psychopath or a killer.
Which happens.
Yeah.
That's great, dude. You know how in prison, like they put them to work and like they do different like workshops and everything. Hire the psychopaths to torture the pedophiles.
Yeah, but then the psychopath himself.
Is enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. So then more psychopaths will be like, hey, listen, I'll go to jail and I'll just kill people outside so I get to jail so then I can kill more people.
By the way, not to change the subject too much, but have you guys ever watched Scandal?
Yes.
You have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was Scandal
like,
the one with...
The black girl,
I don't know her name.
Olivia Pope. That was
Yeah,
her
but I don't
name
know
of
her the
character.
actress's name.
I'll tell you.
Was the
You
actor,
know her for sure.
was the actor
She kind of looks like a horse.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
No.
No.
It's a
That's
TV
not the
show.
same one.
It's not a movie.
So do you know?
No, there was a TV show with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, but it's not that one. You know the actress though. You know who we're talking about when you see her photo. This one.
She has a big forehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know her.
She has a big
I know that forehead anywhere. She used that to kill her enemies.
It was a really good show, and then towards the end, it just got like
It did,
little
yeah.
crazy.
But you know that guy, the one that got trained by the CIA, and then
Okay, let me give them a context.
Yeah.
And then, so the show is basically about this lady. She's like kind of like a lawyer / fixer, and she tries to like help majority like good people who've been like framed up and everything. And her team, like one guy is like an ex-CIA guy, and then the other one is a tech guy, and all of that. And then as the seasons go along, it becomes more like it involves the president and like a secret organization that is like CIA on steroids and all of that shit. But
Yeah. So there's a guy. So she like I don't know if you said this already, but the people that she works with are her trusted circle in a way. Like each person that's part of her company are people that she trusts, that she's helped in the past, whatever. And they all come from kind of messed up backgrounds. So there's one guy in particular. His background is he was trained by the CIA, but his CIA, right?
Something
I
like
think
that,
so.
yeah.
And he was his entire job, like he didn't exist basically. He's off the grid completely, and he had to torture and kill people for information. And he was before that point, he was a completely normal person who had a fiance. They were about to start a family. Like it was like this whole thing. They had a kid, and he had to get rid of that entire life for the CIA job. And after years of being in that job, now, or at least in that at some point in the show, he started to struggle with the fact that he actually liked killing people. He liked torturing. He liked the whole thing.
His brain rewired,
It's
basically.
insane to me because it's like if you're, I thought if you're the kind of person that like you're not that kind of person by nature, how could you come to love something?
I think it is in our nature because we are animals. Like by
Oh, I don't think it's at everyone's situation. I don't think, like, let's say this scenario was real. I don't think if everyone started torturing, for example, for 15 years, after 15 years, everyone is gonna love it. I don't think everyone is gonna
Yeah,
be
I love
wired
it
that
if
way.
you do.
He had it
15
in
years.
him, probably.
It's not that like in some people it could trigger it or like it could bring something out of
I
you.
think a person who gets like recruited by the CIA for that kind of job is the kind of person that they already did. Like,
By the way, this is not a
personality.
documentary. This is a
No,
made
I
up
know,
show.
but I'm
Just
saying
Yeah.
in reality, in the sense of like you want to put it in like sense of like, okay, this is the reality. If anyone gets recruited for the job, they obviously go through so
There's
much
actually
personality
a-
tests and stuff like that. That like, okay, this person has a tendency.
He has a right profile for
So
that.
exactly,
there's a
that's the
guy.
right word
He's
for it.
an ex-CIA officer, and I'm sure you've seen him. He's like kind of like brownish looking, like Middle Eastern looking, curly hair. He's been on a bunch of podcasts and everything.
Yeah, but can I cut you off and just say one thing about this guy?
Yeah.
This guy is like CIA marketing kind of way, right? There are so many facial like features of him that are noticeable that I think that's on purpose.
Was this the guy who was saying that he knows how to?
The free coffee thing that like, oh, if you want to go,
No. He sort of has like long hair, right?
yeah,
Long
Long
curly
curly
hair.
hair,
curly
yeah.
hair,
And he's
bandana. He has a gap in his teeth. Like these, like if you want a person that like I would assume if you work
It
for the
blends
CIA.
in.
By the way, sorry that I'm
No.
making it longer. Like if you want to be part of CIA, I think you're the kind of person who can blend in, right? That guy, I can pick him out of like
A lineup.
easy because he has so many facial features
No,
that like
but-
are noticeable. Like
Depends on what environment you see him. If you see
No,
him
but
in
like
Middle East,
it's
he
not
doesn't
it's
stand out
not
that
common to
much.
have like a gap in your tooth or long hair. Like that's uncommon.
But you never
thing.
know. That might be something that he wants you to see. As a
I know
persona.
that's what I'm
but
saying.
like-
I'm saying that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Those facial features are definitely, in my opinion, definitely on purpose. There's a reason why he wants to be remembered and like not just any face. There's too many things, you know.
It could
a
be,
person
yeah.
has like a cut. A person has this, but some person has like those are the ones I'm remembering. And I watched that episode. Only one episode I've seen him in.
Yeah.
Flagrant.
Yeah.
And
Let me find his name.
I can full on still remember his face like clear as day.
But that's the thing. So there's a really good show I recommend all of you watching called The Jackal.
It's good.
a really good show, and it talks about an agent that he he has to have some sort of psychological background that's unhinged, but he uses prosthetics, and he blends in.
Really?
Like it's such a good show. I liked it a lot because it showed you, a hitman show always shows
Yeah.
the hitman has a code
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But watch it, and it's really
So interesting.
good because first and foremost, top actors. I think top actors.
Yeah.
Also, the story is no longer of that bullshit that you can anticipate because at the end,
Yeah.
so many things change.
Yeah.
Right? And then you realize who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, and it's all a type of like a wish-wash. You don't know who's good or bad. I really recommend you guys watching and whoever's watching to watch The Jackal. When we come back to the point of people being like tortured and stuff like that, one of the biggest, I would say, evidence you could see of people who are probably not meant to, deal with hurting people and stuff is your veterans. I have friends whose fathers were in Vietnam and stuff. Some of them are proud of what they did, or they just have no feeling at all. They're like, yeah, I did what I had to do. That's it. And then you have other people who become full-on humanitarians. After that, they're like, well, I have so much remorse. Why were we there? What did we do? Why did we do that? In the United States, you have veterans that, like, majority of them, after they leave the army, they become drug addicts. They become this because
Bike gangs.
Yeah. they want that self, that worth. Because I can tell you, as someone who went to the national service, although nothing compared to actual war and stuff,
Yeah.
they break you down as an individual. And then they build you up as a unit.
Yeah.
And they say you are the U.S. Army, the British Army, whatever. You have a purpose.
Yeah.
And your purpose is defend your country. And regardless of, they always say that, presidents talk, but poor people fight the war. You're a soldier. You're told that these people are trying to kill your family at home. Even though they're 15,000 kilometers away, 100,000 kilometers
Yeah.
away. That person is going to end your life. But then when you kill that person and you realize that, in the movies they show the guy has a photo of his family, you've killed a shepherd or you've killed a village, you tend to realize that how easy was it to remove the light from someone's eyes, you know? And they all come back really remorseful. But then you also have people who come out who want to do it again. They feel like they're super strong because they
have
in a
control.
snap of my fingers, I can end someone's life. And that's why you have mercenaries. And of course, mercenaries get paid a lot of money. But you have to be really, you know, they say that when you end someone's life, you don't regard Natalie as Natalie anymore. Natalie is 15 or 4, like, she's like, what is it? 8 ounces or 8 pounds of blood. She's just a bag.
I think it does depend on the person though, because this guy, like, we watched what he went through to get to that point where he's like, he had to detach himself completely from his old life, but then in reality he was still attached to his old life. Like, he still remembered it.
You can block it off to a certain extent. At some point, it's gonna come out.
You were still doing the Sebastian pose, and you did that thing.
I'll just tell the fucking government. Sorry, we cut you off.
Because I cut you off.
The guy-
He looks like someone
He's
showed
like,
something
why'd
up.
you put me on the spot?
You're talking about the guy.
He was talking about like the process of how he got recruited to go into the CIA and all the tests he had to pass. And
What
he
is
was,
it?
He didn't say all the details, and this was a while ago, so I don't remember all of it. But like, you gotta obviously there's like health tests you gotta pass and everything, and then they do personality tests and they do interviews. They ask you about your sexual deviancies and all of that to see how you respond to them, if you're truthful or not, and you're connected to a lie detector. And one of the things he was saying that they're looking for a person that has like certain sociopathic tendencies, but he can use it in a way that's
Charming.
Huh?
You're charming also.
Charming, but it's also proactive. It's not like someone that's completely off the hinge that like
can't
wants
follow
to.
orders.
Yeah, you have to be able to like feel empathy for people or know how empathy feels like, so you can pretend that feeling.
You can project it.
Yeah, but at the same time, also like be able to disconnect with like, oh, I'll be your friend for 2 years, but then at the end of the day, knife
You're
to your
gone.
throat. Like,
Yeah,
that
I
kind of
get
shit.
Isn't there something? It's like they mentioned. Okay, so there's a sociopath and then there's a psychopath, and one of them regards people as prey.
Oh,
Which
I'm not
one is
sure.
it?
Psychopaths.
No.
Sociopath, because psychopaths view, like, they don't view people as people. You know what I mean? Like, psychopaths purely just, I guess they don't understand. I don't know. Maybe we're wrong, actually.
No, because a psycho. See, again, we could, if someone wants to look up the definitions.
What
right?
is a sociopath, though?
I think a sociopath is someone that can really project that they have empathy and they have this.
But I feel
I thought
feel
sociopath
like-
is kind of like sociopath is like socialism, and then psychopath is kind of like, you know, communism.
No, because-
no, like
I thought
you were halfway there.
sociopaths can't understand what it's like
To have empathy, that's what I'm
to
saying.
no, but psychopaths don't have the empathy. I know that for sure. I know psychopaths are the ones that don't have empathy.
Yeah, but sociopaths they don't understand it, but they can
social
emit it.
cues maybe.
Yeah, no. They
They can't emit it, can they?
Like, that's the thing. So I remember what they were discussing. They were talking about how sociopaths, again, they're very much people that can try to blend in, but they don't regard you as anything. Right?
But then what makes psychopaths then? Because psychopaths are the
Psychopath
ones-
doesn't have like a psychopath.
I think
can't
he has an
control the
answer.
urge.
Can I? So I'll tell you in like 5 different categories of their differences. One, the emotional responses and empathy. Psychopaths lack empathy entirely, but they know how to mimic it.
Okay.
But when the emotional detachment is more cold and calculated. Sociopaths have limited empathy and guilt, but may feel some emotional connection to certain people. Behavior traits, psychopaths tend to be more calculated, manipulative, and strategic in their actions. Sociopaths are more prone to impulsive and erratic behavior.
Oh, so they lash out probably.
Relationships, psychopaths usually form superficial relationship and exploit others for personal gain. Sociopaths may form attachment to certain individuals and have difficulty maintaining consistency. Conscious, psychopaths essentially lack a conscience. They don't feel guilt or remorse. Sociopaths have a weak conscience. They might know something is wrong, but will rationalize or ignore it.
So you were right. You were right. Yeah.
So it was the other way around.
It's the other way
probably,
around. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, can you imagine? I mean, psychopaths are like wolves dressed up as sheep, you know. And then if you have someone who's been trained,
I mean, yeah, but they must have, yeah, like you said, sociopathic tendencies. I guess that's like the perfect profile to have. But imagine like, do you think it's genetic though? This whole psychopath, sociopath thing?
I think so.
That's
To an
Because
extent, yeah.
they were born that way, right? They're not like
No,
they
because
don't
a lot of them,
become-
if you see like a
don't
lot
think
of like
so.
serial killers and stuff, it was a lot of, especially with men, it's how the relationship was with their mother.
oh, like
So
their
that kind of
upbringing and
formed,
stuff.
like-
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Actually, I've seen a lot of
nature
like,
versus
yeah.
nurture, but like it's like there is
I-
something in the there are. I will tell you this. I think it's. I don't know. Actually, I'm going against my own point. It's fact that like if
You haven't said your point yet.
like sorry.
can we get in there, please?
Like if the dad, for example, is very cold and very logical and doesn't have a lot of emotional responses and everything, when you're growing up in that environment, I feel like the son also has that like as the example of how it should be. So when you don't develop like giving out that much of like emotional responses and stuff like that, you also start lacking it as well. You know,
I mean, that
and
makes
if your mom
sense.
is screwed up and like says fucked up shit to you and everything like that, it messes with your head. And like, we're not talking about serial killers in general or killers. We're talking about people who have psychopathic or sociopathic behaviors.
I don't think it's genetic, because if it's genetic,
No,
you can.
my point was that when I thought it out loud, I'm like, okay, wait, that's more nurture than nature actually. So I don't
Because
think
remember, you know, they even say about like, if it's genetic, it can be identified, right? If you look at genetics, right, you have traits that people can identify. You can know if a child has blue eyes, you know, looking at the DNA.
Yeah.
That's where you find it out. I strongly believe that a person, how they come out, right? You could put 100 kids inside a very abusive home, right? All of them are going to show forms of trauma,
Yeah.
right? But then it depends on their personality and
Yes.
how they form that trauma. Because, you know, there's so many cases about how psychopaths
Yeah.
become psychopaths. The one that I researched when we did about the craziest psychopaths was a guy who was nearly 7 foot and was a gentle giant to everyone. And then he drilled holes in his mom's head
No, but
and
I
had
think.
sex with her head.
But first of
heard
all,
that
can
one.
we stop talking about this? That's really gonna
Let
make
him
me
start
throw up.
then.
But what do you mean talking about the psychopath stuff? I'm saying like
What'd you tell you? You saw like, had sex with her.
no, but I think what I was trying to say is that psychopaths, you don't become a psychopath at like 25 years old. Like you're psycho. You're,
No, I
you
think it has
you
to be
have,
early on.
Yeah, it's like you develop into a
I
psychopath.
got the answer.
You develop into a psychopath
You're like,
at,
let me continue.
at like a young-ish age where like that becomes your personality.
So nature versus nurture thing. I just continued the whole thing I was reading into. No, I'm just like continuing on everyone's point here. Sociopath is environmental. It's because what happens to them when they're kids and stuff. Psychopaths, it's a genetic basis.
It is genetic basis.
Because
yeah.
if you lack
Actually, yeah.
empathy entirely,
There's something up
then
here. Yeah, actually.
your brain, like something is not like the receptors are off.
Yeah, they
that
showed.
area in your brain, you're not actually like when an emotional response is happening, like your brain is like the whatever part that like lights up as an emotional
Yeah.
response is completely gray. It's
They
dead.
showed that in brain scans as well. Like there's an abnormality within you that you don't have the ability to feel it.
You're
Maybe
not wired the same way.
Yeah, like psychopath. By the way, there are psychopaths that exist that like fully are not like crazy killers and stuff. They're like, okay, I understand that you're upset. Like I shouldn't be doing. Like they learn how to do that, but they don't know what it feels like. That's it.
Fair enough. Yeah. That makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck we got here. We started talking about fucking airports. I don't know how we ended up with like fucking your mother's fucking severed head.
Oh, yeah.
You know
Let's
what's
change
a
the
really,
subject.
you know what's a
Why
really
you acting like you've seen it before? Like,
No, because I'm like envisioning it. Like
no, but
you
you
don't
know,
have to.
Speaking of psychopaths and everything, she has complete empathy. I have complete zero. She
know.
feels so sorry if she reads a story or she sees someone cry. She immediately gets emotional. So these stuff makes
or
her.
maybe she's just a really good psychopath.
No,
don't say
dude,
that.
I've
That's
seen
actually
it,
my
man.
biggest fear. You know.
That
You
you're a
can't
psychopath?
be
No,
a
no, no.
psychopath,
My
that's it.
biggest fear,
I've seen you play Mafia.
is losing my mind. I always
Oh, yeah,
thought
me
like
too, yeah.
psychopaths, like you're losing your mind.
Oh, not that.
I
No,
thought
that's
that was it when I was younger, so I was always
not. No,
scared.
for me, like
yeah.
the scariest thing is getting like dementia and like, that kind of shit.
Okay.
Just please shoot
Can we
me.
change the subject?
Rainbows and sunshine.
Do you know
Rainbows
what's a
and-
really cool thing I
Happy
used to do when I
face.
travel? I watched a documentary about a Cold War tactics on how the KGB and the MI6 and the CIA used when they were trying to spy on each other, because a lot of people didn't know that there were a lot of spies sympathetic to the communists that used to go to America. And a lot of the tricks they used to do is that, whenever they'd go to a hotel and they would stay in a hotel and they wanted to check if someone was sifting through their things, do you know what they would do to make sure if someone had been through their room?
Put tapes and stuff everywhere.
No. So what they would do is that they would keep the room, okay, very clean, but they would leave like a coin at the edge of a table, or where the drawers are. They
Yeah.
would keep a coin there, and just in case if the person would move it, they'd remember it was face up.
Got it. Okay.
You know?
Smart.
Yeah, they would do that. So it was a really cool thing. I was watching about it, and there was like a couple of other things that they were doing. That was whenever they would book into a hotel or something like that, and they'd leave.
Yeah.
Whenever they would leave, they would always go like 3 or 4 times around the hotel premises, like going outwards.
Yeah.
And they would keep going around, and they would check on each person that would come into the hotel just after them. It was pretty crazy. Like
Wow.
there were so many things they had to do, and it really makes you think that a lot of the times the spies were onto one another. They just had to catch them in the act.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of times spies knew each other.
Yeah.
Like you see
That's
interviews with
crazy.
like spies that are like, I don't know, right now they're like 70 years old. They're like, yeah, I knew that guy was the Russian spy. He knew I'm the American spy. And it was
What?
just a game of who, like this guy,
he
the
was
guy
talking
we were talking about, the ex-CIA guy, he was like, he actually got hired after he left CIA by UAE or someone in the UAE to do like, they basically wanted him to connect the company that hired him with a guy from a rival company or something like that.
Okay.
And they wanted to use him and his tactics that he learned from the CIA to basically just make the introduction. And he was talking, and they asked him like during that story that like, have you ever been in a situation that someone else tried to recruit you? And he was talking about how each agency from different countries have different tactics. Like he was talking about like the Mossad, the Israeli one. They are very like, they throw a party, they invite you to the party, and then they pull you aside from a group to a separate group, and then they keep talking about work-related stuff.
Yeah.
And that's like their tactic. He was talking about how the American tactic is, for them, is always to provide something for you. So let's say they want you to become I don't know what they call
Double
it.
agent?
Not a double agent, not necessarily an agent, but if you want to recruit someone, like let's say you're in the Russian government, I want to recruit
Like an
you.
informant or something.
They invite you to like a family thing. They bring in the agent brings his actual wife. In this case, his wife was a CIA agent too, which worked
Whoa.
perfectly. But he would bring them into the family and show them all of that stuff, and then we'll figure out like, oh, you have a kid that has like some sort of disease that the communist government is not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
So instead of us paying you or bribe you with money, we say, oh, I know a doctor in Germany who's the best in this. I'll connect you with him. It's for free. Don't worry about it. And then use that as a leverage.
Yeah.
He was talking about how each government and each organization has their own tactics on like recruiting you.
Yeah.
And then you know all the agents like, because you've
That's-
seen them around. And
Can you imagine there was a time where
insane.
he's an agent and he goes, you're going to say my kid has AIDS, huh? You're going to help him with that? Oh, like go,
I
like,
gave
oh,
it to
gosh.
him. Yeah.
No, but there's some, like the Russians, do you know how Russians get rid of their informants? They don't do
How?
it fast. Have
What
you
do
heard
you
about these
mean?
cases where they had a Russian spy who, either a spy or a politician who knew a lot about Russia's secrets,
Okay.
and he was defecting to the US, and he suffered some injury where he was in a hospital in America, and they were going to talk to him. He was going to release all these things, and the Russians put uranium
Jesus.
in his room. They put like a fucking huge ass piece of
see.
uranium. So he was sleeping, and they're like, "Why is he getting worse?" And then they found out that they had put radioactive substance right beside his
That's
bed that was killing him.
Yeah.
Why is my pill shiny?
Imagine he looks at his kids. Dude, your head's glowing. Pretty fucked up, you know. But
The Russians don't
but
fuck
what a way to
around.
go! Like, you know, that they're like, you know, maybe he'll say something. Maybe he'll just die like in 17 years.
Also, what are you gonna say? Like, what are you gonna?
What about the agent who brought it in?
7-second rule.
Hands are like 7 times as large. What the fuck?
Turns out they actually want to kill him.
Dimitri, stay in hospital with him. No, it's good. I watch him. Stay inside. No problem. Stay there.
Yeah.
We don't like Dimitri. but that's the kind of stuff that's. I mean, a lot of these cases. There's, dude. Did you see the assassination of? I think it was a Korean or a Japanese prime minister, where the assassin just charged him with like a this long of a like a pike.
Like an Assassin's Creed type of thing.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he ran to him and just pushed it
Oh
into
my
his chest.
God.
And there's a video of it. Like, it's really fucked up. And the guy just bum rushed him, like
Yeah.
stabbed him, and then ran away. And they all chased him and beat the shit out of him. But this much of a
So yeah, you fucked.
You're done.
yeah. Natalie's the good. She's like going to say, dude, you're done. Dude, look at that hole in your chest.
Dunzo.
Okay, my family's.
No, but like this kind of shit has been around. Like I think it was Native Americans, or I think it was Native Americans that they would douse their arrows into like piss and shit and stuff. So when they shot you, no, because even if the arrow didn't kill you, you just slowly die of infection.
Imagine the guy goes, I can't with shit. Why is he Chinese? I don't know. Can you imagine? Dude, this fucking thing stinks. Like,
No, but imagine
that would be
Yeah,
such
it
a
was,
shitty way to go.
Rats and stuff also.
so
they would-
yeah,
funny.
any
they would-
anything that gives you infection, they would douse it in. I think it was. I hope I'm not wrong, but
Rats.
I mean,
Yeah, like the rats.
but
and
yeah,
shit.
imagine like you go to war, you get hit like here, you get scratched, you're like, oh fuck, I didn't die, and then you come back and like 2 months later, die of infection.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Whoa.
I mean, this is not gonna do shit to you, but shit
Obviously.
to do shit to you. Like, can you imagine the guy's like, oh, I've been hit. What?
Nasty.
Did you even clean this?
Who shot this? me. But yeah, that's a fucked up way. I understand that they do it with toads, poisonous toads in the Amazon.
Yeah,
But-
easy.
Gotta have
Figure
a
it out.
How much
nice
shit
trip,
do you have to collect?
motherfucker.
Can you imagine, guys? Everyone one shot each.
Dude, you don't need that much. Like, arrow tip is not that big. Like,
Yeah,
you're
but
not
you have,
spreading
like,
it like Nutella. Like, you're just dipping it in there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying to you, is it like what, like
Imagine someone's job to do that.
fucking
the
donut
cheese of
frosting.
my
That, like,
that's me defecting. Why'd you defect? They make me fucking cover fucking arrows and shit.
Shit every day.
Oh, man. But no, that's
Good
fucked
one.
up.
5 pieces of corn on the arrow.
Bro,
Ew.
do you know what they used to do? Do you know what they used to do? Do you know what they used to do in the times of like medieval warfare? If they didn't have like those catapults that shot the fire and shit, they'd shoot dead cows.
Oh
It's
be
dead.
no! Why are you shouting?
I'm
at
sorry,
me?
I have problems with you. No, but and they would wait for it to rot so it smells bad, so then it would give them like the plague.
By the time you shoot it, it explodes on them.
And fire, it like hits everyone. Oh, backfire!
Dude, it actually works well. Like, cow is like fucking
Heavy as shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's like 1,000 pounds each or some shit. Like a big cow.
Did you guys know that cows get stressed and they have like best friends?
I can just imagine some king has an advisor and they're like, yo, Leo's cows. And you see that?
Oh, that was so random.
And then best friend. And then the guy goes, nah, this is his best friend. Use him.
Apparently, they have best friends, and when they get separated,
You're so not
They
built
get
for this
stressed.
podcast. He's talking about throwing
you know
dead
they're my favorite animal.
cows.
Yeah.
And you eat them?
Like, I don't think about it that much.
That's when her. That's psychopath.
Wait,
She's
so
like, what a cute cow.
how did they prove?
Burger.
Can I know how they prove they have best friend?
It's
Like, what's the
scientifically
evidence?
proven
How?
that when they're together, like when they're all together and stuff, they closely bond with another cow, and then when they've separated them, they see like increased heart rate, stress, like they moo a lot and stuff. So like it shows.
Yeah, that's
I'm
great.
a specialist in mooing. I can tell you that moo was longer than the other 5 other moos. It was a question moo.
Moo?
Where's Jacob? Moo.
Moo, moo, moo.
But you know what's really cool? There are these cows that have really fluffy hair. Have you seen them?
No, but that's so cute.
You said you like cows. They're your favorite animal. You don't know there's a cow that
Yeah,
has
you've
like.
seen them,
I
the one
don't
that they
stare
blow
at
dry
them.
and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now you know. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I know.
What's up with you?
Nothing. I'm angry.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just. But you're like, I'm like, see,
Pad-
like no.
it's a paddle kind of tension.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, we played.
Oh, we
paddle.
didn't talk about paddle.
Oh,
play
we were
paddle?
getting your approval.
I'm not good.
We can talk about paddle.
Fucking talk about it.
Oh yeah. Fun fact. Natalie's very competitive.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was on her
Yeah.
team and I got scared.
Oh, and yeah. So I mean, Natalie, you're the one who started this, right? Like
Yeah.
this weekly thing. So you're
The paddle thing. Yeah, I want to do it weekly because I started taking lessons. I'm just like naturally a very uncoordinated person.
It takes time.
Yeah. But then there's some people that just like have better aim. Like I remember when we went axe throwing, you were just like really good at it. I don't
Where
know
would
if
you
you were practicing.
Axe
Axe throwing at the
You heard ass throwing. He's
went
accurate at that too.
at Boom Battle Bar. Once we went for that virtual axe throwing, you were really good at it.
He's really good.
I have no recollection of this ever happening.
That was his
Anyways,
alter ego.
so yeah,
He changes
so
when it comes to the.
I started doing lessons and stuff, and so today, but I need to do it more consistently.
But what made you want to do paddle?
I've always loved it. Every time we played it for fun, I always kept saying, remember? I always kept saying, like, I would love playing this. It's so much fun. And every time I'd find it, like, if I had, like, a good day of, like, playing paddle and stuff, it would be really fun.
You know what I just realized? We should do episodes where we ask Natalie to decipher women code talk and stuff.
I'm down.
And trends. What is matcha, paddle, and something else?
Matcha, Pilates, aloe.
What's
Aloe,
aloe?
matcha, Pilates.
The brand
Matcha,
aloe?
Pilates, aloe.
The
She just
clothing
talked.
brand?
She just talked for 15 seconds, pure woman talk. She probably swore at all of us. And we did. We're like, what?
So
Wait, aloe the branding?
in
Like
the
the clothing
woman,
brand?
yeah, in the woman world, there are 3 things that became super famous. Aloe, which is the yoga, aloe yoga, which is the fitness clothes brand.
Yeah.
Matcha, which is matcha.
I don't understand why
Matcha, you know matcha? Oh, sorry, I don't know what
Jesus
matcha
Christ.
I
She stood up for all the women. You know how in Wakanda they see their ancestors? She saw all the dead women that has ever been. Like, matcha!
Yeah, but yeah. So matcha
Tastes
and
like
then
And then Pilates is like just a sport or workout thing that's become really famous with women. So it's like an aesthetic that all women like to have. Aloe, matcha, Pilates.
But do you like matcha?
I actually hate matcha and I
It
hate
tastes like
Pilates.
soap,
and I
bro.
actually think aloe is not a good brand.
Shit.
Aloe is super overpriced.
I was gonna ask you because I was recently investing in clothing brands, and Lululemon is a
Yeah,
very famous
Lululemon's
one.
amazing.
Okay, thank God, we're good.
So good. Approved.
We've got shares there because
Lululemon has been around for a while.
no, but
now.
Lululemon like they were trading last year at $500 a share.
Do you know the story
Now
why
they're-
the guy named it that?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I
dying
remember
to
the
know.
exact racist part of it, but it was
What?
basically he picked the letters that what a certain type of Asian can't say. Is it the
He
Chinese?
picked it in a way that Asians can't
Lululemon.
say it.
Yeah,
Is that actually real?
Yeah.
yeah.
He said it. He branded it in a way so Asians are as hard
Why?
because they fucking
What do they
copy
have
it.
against
They don't
Because
have
they
to-
copy it. So they were
Oh.
like, and for them not to fucking be able to copy it, let
You
me
can still copy it without saying the name.
exactly.
That's precisely why
When Faisal first realized, he was like, Lululemon?
I hate.
My Asian podcast.
I hated the brand. I hated what it stood for and all the people
Why?
that shop there. Because there's a specific type of people that used to at least
Oh.
shop there. And then I found out this about the owner. I'm like, I gotta respect them.
You gotta respect that racism. No, but you know what's really funny? I'm so what's the word? Is it-
Racist.
No.
Gay. Faggot?
You got me.
I'm gonna stop you there before we get a
Closet's
strike.
right there. Actually, it's walking out right now. No, but I was
About the
Every-
aloe matcha Pilates.
no, not just that. The Lululemon and
Shares.
stuff. I
Yeah.
bought a couple of shares, bro. Small amounts.
Yeah.
And I walked in there like I own the company. I was like, "How's business?" And they're like, "Business is really good." And I said, "Yeah, it's fine."
Wait, is it true that Lululemon gives you like lifetime warranty on their shit?
I've never bought anything from Lululemon.
You
I
are-
want to. You know how much everything is?
Dude, it is expensive.
It's so expensive.
Why don't you support me?
I'm sorry,
I've got
boss.
shares there.
Bitch, you support us, give us some merch.
Give
Yeah,
us this
this is the Arab way. When you have something, you buy.
You know what's a good equivalent that's more affordable?
H&M.
Tell me.
Giving Movement.
Oh my god.
I love them.
Really?
Yeah.
Over-expensive
They're
shit,
so,
300.
no, not at all. First of all,
Different budgets. Like.
and so, no. You can go. First of all, you can go buy their stuff from Outlet Mall. That's one.
Yeah.
2, they
That's
always buy
discounted
on
stuff.
sale, and 3, their quality of their stuff is actually amazing.
I just feel like the only people I've seen wear
used
it
to be
is
bad.
influencers and 14-year-olds.
Yeah, but what do you don't buy stuff with like Giving Movement sign on you. Just buy like the
I
leggings.
don't know what they
or-
have to be honest. Well, you're sure.
Yes, go Gosh. Buy the leggings.
Natalie, you don't have any friends who own it or anything like that, right?
No,
Okay, no family or anything like that.
no.
Okay.
Oh, they used to be competitors.
Did you say Lulu, did you say that Giving Movement is always on sale?
No, I said when they have sale, you should buy
Okay.
from it.
Because usually when a place always has a sale, it means there was never a sale in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. What is
Because
that?
Pierre
Balmain.
Cardin.
Oh,
Pierre
yeah.
Cardin,
Like,
Sakura,
up to
95% off your
90% off.
whole life.
Sakura Brothers or
Sakura Brothers.
Sucker brother.
They've been on sale since I moved to Dubai 13 years ago. And
Seriously?
it's buy one get one free on suits the whole fucking
Yeah,
time.
and then you look at the suit. Was 4,000 now 3,999.
But also, why
Why am I
is
making
Balmain always on
Because
sale?
Balmain, same thing.
Oh, you know the
Pierre
one-
Cardin and Balmain, not same.
You know the ones that are here are actually fake.
Yeah,
No.
they're not the
They're
real.
not the
Pierre
real.
Cardin,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's in the mall.
Yeah, it's fake though. Have you ever noticed
How
when you
is it
walk
in the
into the
mall and
shop,
fake?
it smells like a pickled jar of
I've never
onions?
been in.
It has a weird scent to it.
It does. It does.
Like, it has
No, but
this-
it's not the legit
But
one.
how can they have that in a
because
mall?
There's no
I
copyright
think that
issues or
Pierre Cardin in Europe just doesn't give two fucks. And here, I mean, I went to Dale and I think I saw a place that TGI Fridays. It was TGT. Thank God it's Thursday. and like they had the signage and
In
shit.
Iran, we have SFC instead of KFC as a fried chicken.
Yeah, but the difference is we don't have KFC in Iran. We
Yeah,
have
fair.
TGI Fridays here.
Yeah, facts,
Like-
right.
Yeah, but again, yeah. So that matcha thing. I mean, I know so many people who are in love with it.
I hate it.
There's
I
so many
actually
coffee
hate it.
shops that are known just for there's Trio. There's like a whole bunch of them.
My sister loves it, and she
Fuck is
puts
it?
like
Where the fuck is it?
flavoring, coconut milk, whatever. I'm a black coffee with like a dash of milk kind of person. I'm the opposite of the whole matcha crew.
What is matcha?
No idea.
It's
Matcha-
like grass.
What kind of grass?
It's a tea.
So it's like a Japanese herbal.
It's a
leaf.
tea, no?
It is a tea.
I
Like
think
you can make it
so.
into a tea, but there's a certain ingredient from Japan they use for matcha. You pound it into like a
Powder.
powder, and then you put it in, and there's like the Japanese have like an actual way you're supposed to make
Yeah,
it, right? But
the
they
proper
commercialize
way.
it here, actually all over the world. Right now, matcha is not able. The actual ingredient is short. Like they don't have it anymore because so many people are just drinking matcha.
Yeah.
Like how the Dubai chocolate caused the shortage of
Pistachio
pistachios.
shortage, yeah.
Yeah,
Wo-
pistachio.
wo-
Iran had to like
World-
boost up its.
yeah, we did.
He's like, yeah, you guys need Iran.
No, legit. Like I
We
feel
got
like
you, man. Like
every couple of years something comes out that like it becomes like when acai bowls like 5 years ago. Remember, everyone was like, "Oh, acai bowl after the gym, acai bowl or whatever the fuck." Like I never got
Pokey.
the hype.
Pokey was one of the hypes. I remember.
Yeah.
that
it
too.
was.
Yeah.
But these are the things that I think have come out from the US such a long time ago, and it just finally hits here. But this thing where I heard it so many times, matcha, Pilates, and
Matcha-
stuff. I think we
matcha,
should do a
Pilates.
Pilates class one time.
I don't
I'm
think
down,
any of us can
but
do
you
it.
all have to buy leggings.
No.
Have you seen my leg? Oh my god!
No.
No, but I'm down.
First
I'm
of all,
down.
my hair pokes out through them. Just FYI.
And
Hold
grips
up.
Your
Wait,
hair
wait,
will-
wait, wait.
No,
Your
I
legs.
haven't worn leggings, but there's a similar, like, for jiu-jitsu, you wear the rash guards,
Yeah.
the pants of it. It's kind of like leggings. My hair pokes through it. And it,
Oh, I was like, who
I
the
look like a
fuck
fucking
made
Kiwi.
you try leggings? When he was
No,
like-
we should do.
no one made me. I did it myself. I like
By
looking in the
choice.
mirror. at my
I was-
hands.
I went to rural remedy.
Remember, I got the best surprise. No, but I'm down to do like with a hot yoga.
Hot yoga.
Hot yoga, I'm down to try because we have a chance. Pilates, we have no chance.
No, but what's the one with the contraption where you put
Yeah.
your leg in? That's Pilates, right?
That's
Yeah.
reformer Pilates.
Reformer.
Now they have like some unagi Pilates or something. It's supposed to be harder.
Unagi.
No, like
You
it's
know,
not
what's 5
unagi.
+ 5? Fuck! Face on. How much wood could a wood? Fuck! No, but I'm down to do that. One episode, we just like We find the
But
place.
you have to do the full thing, like get matcha after and everything.
I'm
What?
down.
Dude, the thing is,
Is happening?
you gotta understand. We're gonna go there. There's gonna be bunch of like fit women doing that shit.
No,
and
men
then,
do it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do. Maybe not your
Bro,
I
kind,
don't
man.
feel right about.
No, we can find the place where we can ask them. Listen, can we film this? We have a podcast and stuff.
We-
Let me
we're
do this.
filming
No way
this?
we can film it.
Yeah, we film it. It's fun. It's funny. It's an episode.
Bro, I'm so sorry, but it's gonna sound like a bit creepy. Also, like asking,
it's just
like,
us.
No, we do it like private lesson.
Bro,
Yeah.
fuck,
Bro, these places are not full all the time. And trust me, like leave the talking to
They
them.
are.
I'd be very.
Oh,
Make.
I think you gotta buy aloe merch.
What?
Lululemon.
I have a hat. Does that count?
No, like do the whole thing as a fun.
She's like, I won't be seen outside.
Nat,
with
you know we
guys,
don't
so
make
you know.
money on this podcast, right? Like,
Maybe you will. Maybe aloe will sponsor you.
Yo,
hide it
for
out.
sure.
We
You see
are.
me standing there with a super tight. You want to know how I gained 14 kilos? I bought aloe and it ripped. So I wanted to end my life.
Remember that pedophile that was the face of Subway? What was
Oh
his
my
name?
God.
Jared or
Bro,
something?
what kind of reminiscent is that, Lily? Remember that guy who killed your dad?
No.
Guys, remember when we were touched when we were kids?
You remember when
was gonna say
when your
something.
I
dad
don't wanna
cried
Bro,
after
I don't
he
want
beat
in
you
20
up?
years. I don't want in 20 years. I'm sitting with my kids and his kids, and he goes, "Please, remember that time that Gigolo tried to you?" No one knows that story. You remember that time I grabbed your nuts?
Oh, everyone knows that story.
Yeah, exactly. The whole world knows that story.
His kids they were like, I know. We practice.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Does anyone want to say something in Faisal's wedding? Can I say something? I have a speech. Faisal, remember that one time you shit your... But yeah, I'm down to do that. We do it, and we'll get some...
I don't think we can film a hot yoga class. I think the camera's going to be fogged up, so that's fucked.
Do a
Bro, you're
reformer
crying.
class. Please do a reformer class.
I'm down to do a reformer, bro. It's like these
Do it.
strings and stuff. There was a video on TikTok that was really funny. It was a bunch of roadmen from the UK.
Yeah.
All these kids were there, and they were doing one class, and you just hear them crying. They're like, it
Yeah.
hurts. And the one's like, women do this every day. Keep going.
Okay.
Can I make another suggestion?
Okay, what?
Okay, we do something
Remember
men
that-
do every day, so it's gonna
Oh,
be very
okay.
tough.
Since you go to the gym every day, try reformer Pilates.
Oh,
different. And
I
then Nat-
know
and then
it's
Nat-
tough.
and then Nat
but
will
the
get-
concept of the fact that because women do it every day should be easy.
That's not what they're
actually
saying.
can't-
That's not what they're saying. They're saying that like people underestimate reformer by saying like, oh, it's
I
just,
know
like,
it's tough. I don't want to do it.
Hey,
That's
by the
all.
way, you are not flexible. So
At all.
yeah.
I mean, no, I'm
I'm
kind of
fucking
flexible.
You think I'm there like
I
fucking
think you might
Russian?
be more flexible than
No,
him.
no, no, I'm pretty flexible. Bro.
Oh, damn. He was like, no.
no, you're very flexible.
Yeah, we saw it today in
How do
Padel.
you know this?
We stretch after the workout, cutie.
Natalie.
Like
First of all, don't end that sentence with cutie, please.
Cutie.
That was the gayest sentence I've heard in my life.
What kind of stretching?
What do you mean?
Well, we
stretching?
take turns.
Muscles.
Let's just say, Nat, just think of it like this, yeah?
Don't lie to
Anus.
me.
It's 8 o'clock. They're real sweaty.
8 o'clock.
Kurosh tells Buddy, man, I can't reach that deep. Can you help me?
I reached it for you.
What was that?
Natalie, do you ever think, because sometimes, like, okay, I'll tell you, us guys, what we do is that we act really homosexual. Like, sometimes.
By the way, it's not an everyone thing. I think it's mostly us.
No, I've seen, like, so many people, like, they make, like, they jokes and stuff like that. Does it ever have, like, a hint of doubt in your head?
No.
I think in the beginning you were weirded out by it.
No.
Thank God.
Like I felt like it was like I was surprised it was being done in front of me, but it's okay.
I think it's better in front of you than behind your back. Like,
You'd be shocked if I tell you the story.
like your friend sees us in public and
That's
tells
true.
you, "Yo, your husband's gay as
I'm
fuck."
like,
But Bardia comes home and that's like, hey, you. Oh, no, I had paddle.
yeah, exactly.
Oh God! There was one time when we had to like. I should not say this.
Who does this
Maybe
story
I should
involve?
say no. We're having a guys'
fuck.
night, and then there was a video. It was a video. We
Oh, I
took
know
a
the
video,
video.
and we like who could slap someone's ass like hardest, and like we took a video of it. Thank God, and we sent it obviously like to.
Like, cause we're doing like a guys' night, girls' night, and like we just want to show them that like our guys' night is not like a, you know how guys' nights are. We're just five
No,
dudes standing in a circle slapping each
Because
other's
we
asses.
also kept asking, like me and this other girl, we were together. We were like, okay, so
You guys were together?
no, Be serious. So she was telling me, we were asking them like, I don't understand what's the difference between when we're there and when it's just guys night. Like, what's the big deal? So they sent us that video and we were like, oh.
Yeah, you
But
guys never understand.
imagine I come home and my butt hurts and there's no video. You're like, what the fuck did you do?
Gangbang.
Seriously.
By the way, before we end, I feel like I'm getting that face from you. Before we end it, I'm gonna tell you the other airport story also.
Okay.
Jesus, all of this. Yeah, they killed his mom and then back to the airport.
So, right? No, it's just a quick ones though. I was gonna say that I take domestic flights in Iran because of work. So the first day,
Am I
like,
loud?
Yeah, you're like, yeah. Okay.
I'm really sorry, guys. I have tendinitis.
the first flight that I was taking, we get on the flight after an hour delay. After an hour delay, the plane starts going, and then like it stops, and then it takes a turn, and it keeps going, and then it stops, and the pilot goes, "We have engine failure."
Fuck.
That's what he says?
Yeah, like
You didn't tell me that.
There's
This is gonna worry you.
an engine issue. We're gonna
No,
check.
what did he actually say?
There's an issue with the engine. We're
Did
gonna
he say
check.
failure?
No. There's an issue with the engine.
Hey, I'm calling you out.
The
bro.
I was
Seriously?
freaking out.
Oh, you were in the
literally.
flight too?
No,
she freaks out whenever I take domestic
I was
flights.
here and I was like, he was telling me like, oh, there's an issue with the engine. I'm like, what does that even mean? And he was like, they're gonna check. Maybe we'll just like keep going. I was like, what?
2 engine, now 1 engine.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
enough. That's not enough.
I was like, just get off the plane. Like,
No, but pilots always give that. Like I've seen videos of these air crash investigations, and they have the black box.
Yeah.
Always has the recordings of the last seconds of the pilots, and all of them are so chill. So yeah, that's the ground. Or another one's like, we're not gonna make. No, we're gonna make. I would scream. I'd be like, oh my fucking god.
yeah, but they're like, they've been through so many simulations of crash.
But also, dude,
It's not a simulate. Was you like, yo, restart. Where's the restart button? Like,
did
there was one where a guy's like, we're dead. He just said like in the chills way, he's like, oh yeah, we're dead. Imagine the intercom was up. What do you mean? and there was like another one where the guy's like, gosh darn it.
that's the most bullshit like American piece of shit.
Yeah, but dude, like, can you
Gosh
imagine
darn
how
it.
cool you must be to be like you're seeing the
To be
ground
fair,
coming, like, oh,
or
gosh darn it.
depressed, by the way. Or
I think
depressed.
if
So
I'm
it's
the
like, fuck it.
passenger, I would appreciate that because it would confuse me. Because I wouldn't be like, like what? What did he say?
Oh fuck.
No, because if the guy's like you, he's like I'm like we're dying.
Hot potatoes.
Floor is lava.
Don't push me because I'm close to. Dumbass said what? Yeah, but man, God bless those guys. Can you imagine? Oh man, but these people, yeah, he wants to be. Oh God, God bless these people.
Earner.
I want to find one where the guy goes, "Help me, mom!" Like, but they don't. They're just so chill. Like, dude, you know
It's
what I would
better
say?
to be confused
You know
than
what I'm saying?
scared,
Like,
man.
fuck this job.
I hope you packed the parachute. Like,
I don't like my job.
I did it on purpose.
Allahu Akbar. Oh man, but yeah. But you know what reminds me of an airplane story when we went to Koh Samui?
Yeah.
Remember in the airport, our flight was delayed like 4 hours. And
Yeah.
we were like, "You want to get a foot massage?" And we went to this foot massage place and stayed there for like 4 hours, and I fell asleep.
By the way, this place is not like, imagine like one of those ship containers.
Yeah.
Cut them in fourth.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
There's legit like 5 chairs, like those recliner chairs. 5 customers and 5 massage people and a receptionist in that tight of a space. And then this guy falls asleep. He's snoring like a motherfucker.
Oh my
And, you know,
god.
I've become so conscious about my snoring. I wake up like, oh, I look at him and Kurosh looks at me and goes, everyone heard it. You've been snoring for a minute.
I have a video of it.
I'm like, I sound like 2 plates. And then there's people coming. Like, you know when you wait, like you're aware slightly. So like I open my eyes a bit and I see like a family coming in and they hear the noise and then they go out. And then the woman who's the woman who's massaging me is like. She's looking at me, she's like, so loud. And then I turn to my left and I just see Kurosh's like eyes are still red from the sun burning. Bro, they hear
The thing is, they were so polite. Everyone went quiet when he slept. Like they was talking there, like
yeah, they were whispering. They were like,
whispering.
God bless you people.
But they were whispering. That made me laugh so much harder. That like it was negating all their like fucking.
That's too good.
No, but that's the thing. Like to be honest,
that
that flight was so stressful. Like those flights, I'm never doing domestic flights in Thailand. The plane was leaning on our side when we got in. Like you know, you had to get up a little stair from the back of the plane. The plane, I think it was like 60 people in it.
Yeah,
He couldn't fit through the door.
I couldn't fit through the fucking door.
Oh my god.
I bent down and was like, welcome aboard. I'm like, what? Welcome what?
We've said this before, but you weren't here. We have to look through the back of the plane, right? The back entrance. And you know, you go in, there's like the kitchen shit. The hallway is on the left side, and the guy is waiting to greet. He goes in, and the guy gets locked there. He can't turn into the hallway, and that guy can't go anywhere.
I'm just staring at this guy. Just staring at him like this.
And he's like, welcome, and the face gives him this look like, shut the fuck up.
Because imagine, and for some fucking reason, everyone in front of me is just so tiny. It's like old people going inside, and then the person, welcome aboard. I was looking like, what is welcoming? And then I'm like, I told Kodesh, I'm like, I want to use the bathroom. I would better I lean out. You know? I'm just gonna risk it. But that flight was horrible, and the plane had so much turbulence.
Yeah.
That I was
I
like,
bet.
Yeah, dude, it was the weight distribution.
no, but man, I'm telling you. And then by the way, I told you I'm terrified of flying.
Yeah.
And I'm also claustrophobic. So on my right, I have Kurosh just looking at me. And he goes, oh, good. And then he puts his headset on and he puts his Joe Rogan. He just bro, this guy just, the perfect, he's a corpse.
Yeah.
He doesn't complain anything like that. And then sometimes he'll look at me, my arm's hot. And then when we landed, I'm like, dude, I never want to go to Koh Samui again. I don't like these small ass planes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so terrifying.
I went to one flight that really got me terrified was when I went from Amsterdam to Iceland. Because between Amsterdam and Iceland is just dark water, black water. And
I could never.
And I remember looking out the window, I'm like, there's no lights. What if we crash and I survive, you know? And
I need to see.
And the thing is that we took a flight called Transavia.
Yeah.
It's a economy flight and stuff like that. It's a discount plane, airlines or something like that.
Ryanair type of shit.
Yeah, Ryanair. And I was sitting here and Jamila was on the right. And, Jamila could fit into the seat and put her knees up and she's fine. She'll just pass out. I was sitting there and for some fucking reason, the person in front of me decided, you know what, I'm going to go all the way back. So I was biting onto her forehead, And the person behind me decided to kick their feet. And Jamila would go, everything's okay? I'm like, I'm fucking I told her I'm going to fucking lose it. I'm actually going to lose it. I'm going to take this plane down. She's like,
don't say that out loud, man.
She's like, it's okay.
Amsterdam to Iceland, you're the only brown person.
Never in my life I was getting a panic attack, and I could count this bitch's fucking oil pores on her forehead. She's sitting back, she can see my fucking beard. And then I look to my left, is there escape? And I just see darkness. And I'm like, maybe I'll see an aurora light. I didn't see fucking shit. And then the guy's like, we will be landing in 30 minutes. That was the longest 30 minutes of my life.
Oh my God, I bet. Yeah.
And then the kid behind me kept kicking. I turned around and I looked at him and I was like, you're the first kid I killed.
On the flight to Dubai, the plane was practically empty. The person next to me, the person in front of me, they told them not to recline the chair. After takeoff, you can do it. This guy took the definition of takeoff as in if the plane is going up, okay, the wheels went in, okay, the takeoff is done. He fucking came in front of me. This happens. The lady sitting next to me, her phone rings. She answers it. She's on the phone for like a minute. I'm looking at her like, what the fuck are you doing? She's talking like this way. So I'm just waiting for her to finish and then face me to like be like, dude, like, no, like it's okay. Yeah, I'm on the plane now. We're flying through the air. Turn off your phone.
Who's our sub provider? I barely get reception here.
Seriously, like
No,
You,
dude.
you know what that reminds me of? That when you talk about an empty flight, the emptiest flight I ever was on was from Dubai to Barcelona from Etihad. And the plane was empty. For some reason, some guy decided to sit right in front of, so you know how it's the window and you have two seats, right? Me and my friend took our own rows, but we sat in front of each other. And this guy took the third one in front of us. And we were talking and we're like, what are we going to do in Barcelona? It's the first time we're going to Barcelona. I'm so excited and stuff. And this guy turns around and goes, you guys Emiratis? And I'm like, yeah, we're Emirati. And he goes, oh, I'm from Bahrain. So nice to meet you, man, and stuff. And he's like, what are you guys planning on doing in...
You're like, fuck, it's gonna be a long ass flight.
He seemed very chill. He's like, he was like, oh, what do you guys do? He's like, I was a banker. I got into crypto. I made a lot of money. Now I'm just, I'm going to do ayahuasca, which is that hallucinogen with poison from some frog or some shit like that. And then we were like, oh, nice, sweet, man. Anyway, and then he goes, my girlfriend cheated on me. and we were sitting there and we're like, oh, shit, man, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, she cheated on me with a guy and they're going to Barcelona. And I decided, what the fuck, I'll just go to Barcelona too.
Psychopath.
And he looked at us and he goes, I know where they are. And I was like, are you planning to kill them? Like, and I was like, man, that sucks, but maybe you'll have a good time. He's like, no, I want her to be happy, but she didn't have to cheat on me. Like I had to find out like this. And then she told me she's going on a trip with him. So I decided, why not I just go to Barcelona? It looks like a beautiful place.
oh my God.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Was he in the
Bro, he
newspaper later
overshared
on?
so
or?
much, didn't ask my name. I mean, by the way, and it was like,
Cancellable Podcast.
And then he's like, you want to message each other? Like, we'll meet up there and stuff. And I was like, yeah, no problems. Like, no red flags in my head, And then one time
Maybe exerted murder right there.
yeah, bro. He's like, and then I messaged him and I was like, how's your Barcelona trip? I just want to make sure he didn't kill someone. He's like, get on the flight.
Are you crazy? Why the fuck would you message him?
No, I just said, hey, man, is your trip going well?
What if he killed someone? Do you want to be on his contact list?
Hey, man, what's going on? That's me as accomplice.
Hey, you never know.
You know what that what's going on mean, yeah? Two brown men in a flight.
He saw them text like, this is a sign. I'm going to kill them.
He needs an update. I can't leave him hanging.
No, he just overshared so much. And then he goes like, I'm probably going to stay in Barcelona for 3 months. And then I don't know where else I'm going to go. And I was like,
Are you okay,
is that the final
sir?
letter? Like, is he going to end it in Barcelona? And then the guy went on like 15 trips with ayahuasca.
Jesus.
And then it was just so funny how
Damn,
the guy
you kept in touch.
No, because then he added me on Instagram. I'm like, oh, might as well add him. And then I was
Wow.
watching all his stuff and he was like, in the jungle, like freaked out and stuff. And I was
Dude, that's the
like,
cover
There's a
story for
woman's
burying the bodies, man. Like, I'm in the jungle doing ayahuasca.
yeah, man. But that
Dead girlfriend on the ground, boyfriend's cock in her mouth.
Jesus fucking Christ.
bro, you should have been a left line. Yeah, his cock's in her mouth right now. You should go to Camp No.
Imagine it.
Fuck yeah.
I have one of those neighbors.
Cock with her mouth.
Define what you mean by that.
What?
The overshare one. 3 houses down is this, I think they're a Scottish couple and they fight a lot. And you can hear all of it. Like, the guy shouts and like
Really?
they smack the door, they come in the hallway, they fight in the hallway. Every time I ring cameras on, I'm watching the whole thing.
Are they young?
Yes, legit.
I can see that. It's like,
Oh my God.
fight, like-
Are they young? Like, or
Like
older?
30s.
Okay.
And then like
That's young.
That is-
the woman
Yeah.
goes in the elevator, goes down, the guy's still shouting in the hallway. He's just talking to himself at this point. Like,
You better fucking get back here, you're cunt.
dude, one time I forgot the mic was on. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh.
And I saw him turn. So I was like, oh, fuck. Then before this happened, before the mic thing happened, one day I was going down the hallway in the morning to go to the gym with Bardia. He comes in the elevator. So just to be polite, I say hi. He's like, hi, okay, whatever. Get in the elevator. He's like, by the way, I have to apologize for all the noise and everything. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I haven't heard anything. He's like, yeah, it's just my wife can be a cunt sometimes. I was like, Yo.
Oh shit! I remember this. You
And
told
then,
me,
and then
man.
in the elevator, there's a ring. There's a Amazon ring thing, and it's her. You fucking cunt.
No, but like I didn't know what to say. I was like, I'm sure it's gonna be all good, man. Just got out and went in my car. I'm
Oh
like-
my god.
Then I see him every fucking morning. I don't know how to follow up. Like, how's your content wife? Like, what am I gonna
Bro, don't follow up,
Bro,
bro.
I used to have one crazy ex, and one time she was so loud in the apartment, and she was listening to music and all this shit, and I said to her, "Shh, like the neighbors are gonna come," and then you said to me, and I felt like I can't say no. She's like, "And you will fight them." I'm like, "What if they come in here and tell us like to lower, your noise
Yeah.
complaint?" And she looked at me, and then you'll fight them. And I stood there and I was like, "I will fight them." I will. I've been challenged as a man.
I protect.
No,
You
no,
fuck
kidding.
up. I protect.
Excuse me, sir.
Fight.
But yeah, I think that's enough.
Should we end it?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should end
All
it.
right. Thank you guys for watching this episode of podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you, Natalie, for joining us once
Yeah, you
again.
should join more often.
Yeah,
It
you
was
should.
great to be here.
No, but we should do an episode where we just ask her girl decode. I'm telling
I'm
you, something.
down. You guys can prepare.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll prepare.
All right. See you guys next week.
Peace.
Bye.
See you guys.